back with more of The Pale Beyond. We left off in I'm not sure if where we are on this time limit thing of getting ready for winter, because the last week that we did, at the beginning of that week is when Hammond and Kurt were telling us, well, Hammond wanted us to, be hunkered down for winter within 2 weeks. And Kurt was like, no, we'll starve. We gotta wait at least 5 weeks. And we basically said we would like to go longer than 2 weeks, but we check in at the 2-week mark. So I'm not sure if, technically, taking the request, that's technically the beginning of the week. So I assume the week we're about to start is week 2 of that, check-in time. So, which if that's the case, that is crazy that Hammond wanted us to, be ready for winter by then, because we haven't run out of food or fuel rations, but we haven't stockpiled, we're not doing that great in stockpiling things. We finally found emperor penguins, which are way better than the crab eater seals that I got so many of. We didn't find emperor penguins at all in the last camp. Oh, I see in the chat, obligatory Game of Thrones winter is coming joke. And then penguins, yeah, speaking of penguins, we'll get to them. Or should we see them first? Let's see them first. We'll zoom in. Oh, we see Mr. and Mrs. Glass here. And oh, the penguins! Listen. A small group of emperor penguins have waddled near to camp. You notice Mr. and Mrs. Glass studying them closely. Look, dear. Aptenodites. How extraordinary! Pretend I know how to say these words. Astounding. This must be the first sightings of the rookery. In chat, there are a bunch of little guys who aren't actually that little. Yeah. But they're cute. They're cute little guys, though. They're little at heart, They've got the vibe. Well, Hammond wants to talk to us, too. Oh, we got Kurt and Arthur. They've been having a lot of conversations. Kurt, do I, seem afraid of the sled dogs, that is? Oh, yeah, because he brought one of the dogs had gotten into, the medical tent, and, Arthur brought it back to Cordell, and Cordell was like, you don't need to be afraid of the dogs, and he's like, I'm not afraid. Do I seem afraid of the sled dogs, that is? Well, are you? No. Have you ever owned a dog as a pet? No. My family does own several cats. Hell yeah. I'd be more afraid of those clawed beasties before I fear a little pup. I suppose you're right. Alright, and they both went back to, well, not being around. Alright, Hammond, what's up? Oh no. Yeah, so there was, also what happened last stream is there was tension because of that conversation about when we should, start, packing it in for winter. Now why does my cursor have a loading thing around it? Okay. Hopefully that's nothing. There's tension growing between Hammond and Kurt since they both have different opinions on our survival and the best way of going about that, which is also then, bleeding into causing tension potentially between the engineers and the scouts. I mean, they're both you know, they were talking about it amongst themselves. Like, they notice the tension. So there's that. And then there was also some tension between Hammond and Templeton, where Templeton was basically asking, or as Hammond put it, interrogating him about why the boiler incident on the Temperance happened in the first place, and like if it was sabotage. And then we completely derailed that part of the conversation and asked who the benefactor was, and we found out it's Apperton Tinning Company, who, you know, the food tinning company that, you know, provided the food for all of this, and they're the ones behind this, which is very strange. How this has anything to do with the sorts of, like, industry they're in. Now it's in the chat, said, I feel that though, not necessarily afraid, just unfamiliar with how to handle them. Yeah, like, yeah. Dogs can be, and I mean, honestly, dogs can be, like, overwhelming at times. Especially with, like, these dogs, which I'm sure are on the bigger side and have a lot of energy, as you would want, like, sled dogs to have. And that can be a lot to deal with when you aren't familiar with them and their temperament, and yeah. And then now I want to see a team of engineers versus a team of scouts in TF2. Alright, that Kurt doesn't know what he's on about. Lost in his own little world he is. Must think it's still 30 years ago. Man begged and pleaded to even be here, just to feel important. Don't know what you're doing listening to him. Suppose that's none of my business. Look. 5 weeks also sounds like a scary amount of time, but 2 weeks sounds scary. Like I said, I was like, can we split the difference and make both of them mad? Like, I would be for that. Wait, where's my tent? I'm thinking about the other. Oh, here it is. Wait, why isn't it yellow? Oh, okay. Am I crazy? Has it never been yellow and it's always this? I don't know. Alright, let's get to requests. We'll just move along so I can act like I know what's happening. Oh, okay. Our first request comes from one of the penguins. An emperor penguin waddles into the tent. Squawk. I don't know what penguins sound like. You heard that noise. Templeton looks to you, confused. Captain? What, do you think I know the penguin or something? It watches you carefully. Alright. Yeah. Mr. Zach, one of the scientists. Captain, last week's ice fishing was quite the success. We were able to gather a decent haul with some patience. 4 fish. 4 things of fish. Hell yeah. And yeah, we can use them for the furnace. I would love to avoid using them for the hoosh pot, but we could do that if we're desperate. But then they, like, recharge basically 2 dogs for 1 bucket of fish. Good to hear. Thank you for providing the manpower. Some extra rations will certainly come in handy. Oh, got another little penguin friend. An emperor penguin waddles into the tent. Templeton looks unamused. Ridiculous. It watches you carefully. Well, I don't know how to dissuade them, Templeton. I don't know what you want from me. Uh-oh. Captain, we need to talk about last week. I know you took the navigator's side, but you really need to think this through. I'm telling you, we won't last if we don't hunker down for winter starting next week. Can I see how hunting goes this week? Because we haven't been doing well, Hammond. Made my decision, Hammond. That's fine. I'll consider it, Hammond. We already spoke about this. Leave me. I'll consider it. I'll consider it. Good. Don't be listening to that washed up old fool. Okay. An emperor penguin waddles into the tent. Templeton looks at the bird begrudgingly. Shoo. It watches you carefully. Mr. Gloss. Captain, a truly urgent request. Is it about the penguins? Well, perhaps not urgent, but, well, when inspiration strikes. Collect yourself, Mr. Gloss. Right, well. This is the perfect opportunity to write up a proper study on the birds of this region. I ask that some of the science team be allowed this week to write up our findings. That may risk us losing the opportunity to harvest as many of them for resources as possible. No issue there, go ahead. Sorry, we need you for other tasks. I don't care, we're trying to survive, not write books. I mean, they came into the tent to see me. Now I feel bad about hunting them. Fine, go ahead. Since they were the ones talking about it. Should we put all three on them? I don't really want to put all three of them on this, you know. Okay. Oh, okay, we got some loyalty to Templeton, even though he didn't seem on board with it. Thank you, Captain. The history books will smile on you for this. Okay. Alright, let's see what the camp looks like now. Oh boy! Penguins everywhere! Alright, we'll go around and listen to them, but first I want to get the engineers. JK. We'll go to the medical tent. We'll listen in on them later. Okay, so we'll put Grips in there because he has scurvy. Let's do both engineers. And then who else? Frostbite. Okay, he has frostbite, so we need to get him in there. Okay, so we'll command them to rest, but then we'll just use medical comforts. Alright. Thank you, Captain. They'll be ready to work again starting today. Oh, alright. So we got them sorted away. Alright, let's listen in to these penguins. Jet, so many penguins! We got these penguins down here. You hear a penguin squawk. You hear a baby penguin sneeze! It's still sneezing. Achoo! That's so cute. You hear a long penguin call. It's still calling. And then we have them around the doggies. They're like, what the heck is happening? These ones. Arf! Call them, Stanberry. They're just curious of our presence here. Arf! Arf! Make a decision regarding the penguins. Well, let me do some stuff first, okay? Feed the furnace. As if you're freezing of a person. I guess we'll do one of those. No, that makes me nervous using the wood. Okay, so that'll get us up to 60. And then if we put our 2 engineers on this, then all 3 of the people who are currently freezing will be cured. Okay. We actually don't need to feed the hoosh pod, it looks like. But I will do it anyways. Sure, 82. Oh, and then we get the extra 3 because someone is malnourished. Okay. Eavesdropping in the chat. Eavesdropping on the hot penguin gossip, and then all caps, poor baby sneezes! Okay, so we can either hunt them, we can hunt the entire colony, some of the colony, or leave them be. I feel bad. So we're gonna, oh jeez, okay, okay, let's go to one of these. I'll send Yorick. Oh, come on, I don't want research. Oh god. 4, 3. Okay, I'm gonna try down. I'm scared. Please be something good. I don't know in the chat. Gasp, eating penguin in front of the penguins. They don't have to know. Oh my god. Okay, leopard seal. Holy shit. Okay, I'm scared to go there. Okay, so we can use 4 dogs to send a hunting team. Oh yeah, it's only 2. Okay. And then we have 3 left, so I could send a scouting team this way. Ooh, okay, emperor penguins. Okay, I'm gonna recharge some of the dogs. I should pet the dogs, because they've been doing a good job. You ruffle its fur, you pat its head, it offers you its paw, thank you. Alright, alright. And we're gonna send out a team to hunt. Them. Okay. So that'll give us, we'll have 3 leopard seals, which I don't think we have any left here. And we'll have 5 emperor penguins. Okay, we're gonna have someone, oh yeah, they are talking. Oh, there's a penguin in here! I didn't even notice! You notice the penguin has made its way into the medical tent. No, you stay out of there! Ah, a new patient. This one's more ornery than the rest of the crew. It's pecking at my medical bag. I'm sorry, but you can't have what's in there. Did you just apologize to the bird? Did you just apologize to the bird? It's pecking at my medical bag. I'm sorry, but you can't have what's in there. Did you just apologize to the bird? 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 Well, I don't know how you remove a penguin from your premises. Keep listening. Yes. It should be simple, Doctor. Just pick it up by the... What? Well, I was going to suggest under the wings like a child, but that seems unwise on second thought. Good penguin. Now, shoo. Ah yes, the universal language between man and beast. Shoo. Templeton tried it. Chat, Arthly's other new assistant. Oh, Captain, I could use a little assistance. It seems we have something of an unwelcome guest at camp. There are many more outside, you know. It's a single bird, Nutley. Just push it out. Hold your medical bag high. You're taller than the penguin, in case you forgot. He just has to hold his bag up forever. There's many more outside, you know. What? Okay, this shouldn't be an issue. Nutley gently grabs the bird by its side. The squawking of the penguin ceases as he gingerly leads it out of the tent flaps. There. Done. Good, now you can handle the rest of the camp. Oh, was that so difficult, Doctor? 3 cheers for the triumphant Dr. Nutley! Let's go with that one. I do suppose I was getting worked up over a small issue. That's normal on the ice. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to grab as many shots of the colony as I can before they're gone. If our tent has another vicious bag-pecking intruder, let me know. Yes, I would love to have someone do Cavity. Has he been interviewed before? I don't know. Also, do we have any more new photos? Ooh, okay. I think this was our last one we saw. Some more of the ice. Oh, there's Templeton. Ooh, probably one of our scouts. Our new camp. And there's Junior. The crew have their meal. with some uninvited guests, but you know. The penguin colony moves on. Bye guys. Oh, I see someone here. Oh, there's Runt and one of the dogs and Cordell. Nice dogs. Do you not have work to do, child? What are their names? The one you're petting? That's Maxwell. That's a person's name, innit? Are they all that boring? No. Captain, there's a matter I wish to bring to your attention. I intend to train one of the crew to handle the kennel in case I... Well, if the worst should occur, I do not wish the crew left without a kennel master. A good idea, Cordell, but let us hope it doesn't come to that. I thought you only cared for the pack, not the crew. The worst will not occur, I guarantee it. I mean... shit happens on the ice. Let's not say we don't need to prepare or take precautions, because I say everything will go perfectly fine. So I think the first one lines up more with, let's do it, but yeah. Hopefully it won't come to that. We gained Cordell's loyalty! Oh my god. Let's check on the loyalty. Sorry, just renting the special is very funny to me. Okay, so we have Hammond's loyalty. We've almost got Grimley's. Oh my god, Junior's is at the top. Templeton is pretty high up there. Kurt is at the top. Yeah, Cordell, we just got hers. Arthur looks like it might be the top. Yeah, Arthur and Kasha are both maxed out. So Grimley's the only one we don't have the loyalty of, but we're almost there. Yeah, and chat, if nothing else, it helps with her peace of mind and or if she just gets sick. Exactly. Thank you. I will ensure someone suitable is chosen. But we will speak more on this later. This is your time for rest. This is your time of rest, correct? Yeah, but I mean, it's an important thing to talk about. Hey Kurt, what's up? I've been thinking, Shaw. If this expedition is indeed the end of the line for Kurt Darling, I wonder how they'll speak of me when I fail to return. What will the newspapers say? I wouldn't worry about newspaper clippings I'll never get to read. The newspapers, what of your family? They'll herald your return and nothing more. Don't lose faith. I mean... he has been thinking of his family, and like maybe we shouldn't bring that up. Be like, I don't know. I'll herald your return and nothing more. Don't lose faith. Ever the optimist, Captain? Suppose I should think the same, for the crew's sake at least. Funny, isn't it? No matter what you do in life, you never get to see your own legacy. Got a lot of people talking. Oh, one of the dogs is with Hammond. Okay. Uh-oh. 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 We've got a scout and an engineer. Alright. Seems Kurt and the Mole Man are still going at it. Not surprised. The chief doesn't bend in disagreements. Maybe he should. Simple apology would allow us to return to our work without issue. What makes you believe Hammond should be the one apologizing? Common sense. Oh god. Alright, this looks like Tucker and Cavity. Hair's a bit tense these days, isn't it? Yeah, it really is. Not surprised. Time's catching up to us, right? Can't take another week looking out at nothing but the ice. And looks like Mr. Zach, Mr. Isaac, whatever, and 2 Johns. Reading something? Yes, a book on poetry. Can you read one? On poetry, not of poetry. It's an analysis of the technique. Oh, I've always wanted to read. Is that so? You wouldn't mind helping, would you? I suppose I could lend you a book, something simple. Thank you. Aw. Alright, we've got the brothers. Oh no, those two are bickering again over dinner. Hammond and Kurt. Both of them are talking shite. Someone should talk to them. I know when a punch-up is brewing. Oh, great. Oh, it's Stanberry. Oh no. Chat, oh no, I was gonna be like, what if forbidden romance, but they're still fighting. Enemies to lovers when? Arf. Eyeing up my dinner, are you? You ain't getting a sniff of this. Get running back to your master. Arf. Alright, just a bite. Aw, he's a softie. Alright, do me a favor, Shaw. If I don't make it back with the rest of you, take care of Grimley. Losing Hunt is one thing, but both of us... I'll try Junior, I can promise you that. I don't think Grimly needs my help. He's fit to handle himself. I have little control over that, Junior. I'm sorry. We can try. Aye. Thanks. Make sure he's set up well. He deserves that much, at least. Was thinking. If I die, the crew's fucked. My work could be wasted if I end up going under. Captain, if I go, you better keep them alive. I'm not keen on dying for nothing. I promise you, Hammond, nothing you do will be in vain. If you die, I'm just as lost as the rest of them. I'll keep everyone alive. That includes you, Hammond. Nothing you do will be in vain. Let's go with that one. Better not. I don't ask much, Captain. I ask you that. I trust you. Better than most on the ice. He trusts us. That's basically him saying that we're friends, right? Alright, Grimly. Who's gonna be like, if I die, take care of Junior? I know, oh, in chat, oh, puppy friend, and then everyone putting in their if I die requests. Yeah, with winter ever looming and just knowing how much harder things are gonna get. Yeah. Week 15, we're not even halfway to when rescue shows up. Yeah. Oh, if anything happens to me, make sure Junior has my accordion. That's all I've got to give. I'll make sure of that, Grimly. I'm sure Junior will ensure that himself. Nothing will happen to you, Grimly, not while I'm in charge. I'll make sure of that, Grimly. We did it! We have everyone's loyalty! We did it. Now we just can't lose any. Okay? No losing loyalty from here on out. Aye. Thanks. Alright, Templeton, what's your if I die request? Or, Oh, a good evening to you, Captain. Apologies for the distraction. I was enjoying a textbook. Anything interesting? I would have thought you'd read everything in your collection by now. Shouldn't you be more concerned with Kurt and Hammond? They're at each other's necks. Anything interesting? This was the first textbook I ever read when entering the field of botany. I'm more than familiar with it front to back. Still, it's more than beneficial to reacquaint myself with my field of expertise, particularly when I've spent such time now removed from it. Now we can ask him about botany a little bit. What caused you to pursue botany as a study, so you would recommend this text? I still find it odd you were tasked as science officer in a frozen wasteland. Yeah, that's so weird. But we'll ask him about why he decided to pursue botany. A fascination with a class of life form that predates us by millennia, and will survive us by millennia. You know why plant life interests me to this degree, Captain? Their long history, as you said. I assume you're an avid gardener. Enlighten me. A plant's primary goal is to ensure the continued survival of their species, yet the plant is stationary, vulnerable. What I find truly impressive is how they have developed to take advantage of their circumstance. They take advantage of the actions of others to ensure their own existence. Take your average apple tree, for instance. Birds come, they feast upon the fruit, and the seeds stored within scatter to the ground, ensuring another will grow. Quite ingenious a system, is it not? A form of life so seemingly simple has outsmarted just about every other species that would otherwise cause it harm. And yet not a single plant can survive out here. I think we have them beat there. Perhaps you should look into a different line of work. Tinned food companies don't seem to be your passion. They adapt as all things do. I don't see that as anything special. Perhaps you should look into a different line of work. Uh-oh. You didn't like that. One could assume, but you would be mistaken. As I told you before, the Apperton Company carries ambitions much greater than a can of tinned peaches, and I'm proud to work with them. Well, I assume this topic is quite a bore for you. I won't keep you any longer, Captain. Well, I mean, maybe I'd understand more if anyone fucking told me anything. Like, what are these other ambitions of theirs? Why the fuck did they care about a ship that went missing 5 years ago? You can listen out on them. Kurt and Mr. Hammond are still at odds, I see. The engineer and the navigator butting heads. That's not a good sign, is it? They're smart men, Doctor. I'm sure they'll reach a peaceful agreement in time. Oh, I don't know about that. I would hope so. There's no need to worry. This will pass. Captain, I've made a decision. I know enough of these expeditions. There's no guarantee I will return home. My writings are inside a case alongside Dr. Nutley's equipment. If the rest of you return to land without me, I want my writings to be published. Finished, unfinished, doesn't matter. What's the use of an unfinished story? I doubt it will be published. I'll make sure of that, Kasha, I promise. You will be returning home, Kasha. I won't be allowing the death of a civilian. You know, now's the time to be reassuring to people in the way they're asking you to be reassuring, you know? I'll make sure of that, Kasha, I promise. Thank you, Captain. Thank you. I'm only following this crew's story. It shouldn't die with me. Captain, there's something I want to ask of you. Something difficult. If I don't make it back to land, someone will have to tell my family. Face to face, not through the letter from the benefactor. And I wanted to come from someone I trust. Could you? Of course, as captain would be my duty. You ask too much of me, Doctor. I cannot do that. I'll do better. I'll ensure you see your family again. See, of course, as captain, it would be my duty. It's not your duty as captain. I know you don't have to do that. So, thank you. It would be a great favor. I trust you. Alright. Did we talk to everyone? I think so. Alright. Closing out the week. We sent 2 hunting parties. Right. We might get a lot of people freezing. In the chat, I hope the captain wrote all that down. What everyone wants me to do. Right? Okay, I think we'll go have rations for fuel. Okay, we got our 3 leopard seals and 5 emperor penguins. Yep. One of them's gonna get wounded as well. Okay, it's Taji. Is it now everyone? Okay, no, it's half the people. No, it does seem to be everyone that was sent out on that other one. Okay. Alright. That's not terrible. Uh-oh. Let's see, the engineers gathered. Can't talk to them. Open, all the scouts are gathered. Uh-oh. It's probably fine. We haven't looked at the map for a while. Like how the ice flows are changing. So we're gonna look at that real quick. So this is you know, moving back from where we are. Which is crazy how much they change. Yeah, scary. I wouldn't want to be out there. For multiple reasons. In the chat. Fight, fight, fight. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Kasha charges into the tent. Captain, Templeton. You're out of breath. What is it? It's Kurt and Hammond. They're about to knock each other out. Come quick. Oh no, you're getting your wish. She bolts out the tent. Best see to it, Captain. Templeton's like, I'm not getting involved. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Everyone's watching. Even the dogs are like, yeah. Okay, no, Templeton is here. Alright, here we are. Kurt and Hammond fight. Chat, oh no, it's happening. You rush over to the commotion near the boiler. Do you have any idea how much you're jumping the gun? I know how much you bloody want to keep playing in the snow. Playing? I take my work as seriously as you. You don't actually believe that, do you? I know you care enough to go behind my back to the captain. Fine, we'll do things your way. No preparation, no stockpiling. We can all starve to death, but sooner. Great idea. We're not gonna get any more prepped waiting around. We need to hunker down. You're just like feeling useful and you don't want it to stop. You don't care about the lives on the line. Of course I do. I have experience on the ice. I know the dangers of the winter. You're just too stubborn to do anything anyway but your own. And when you don't get your way, you make it a big song and dance about it. You can't help yourself. You're a bloody glory hound, always looking to be the big man. Not hard. Sorry that you can never be the big man. Watch it. It's clear this could quickly turn ugly. In the chat, the dogs have placed their kibble beds or tummy fish. Oh, what in the hell is going on here? I don't recall asking for dinner and a show. Maybe not the time for that kind of joke. Wait for a gap in their argument. There's never going to be a gap until they start throwing punches. So what the hell is going on here? Kurt and Hammond notice you. Kurt eyes you before scanning the audience that is assembled. A little embarrassed, perhaps? Captain, I'm sorry. Our friend here just can't let the matter go. You're gonna get us killed, you idiot. I'm not the only one who agrees with this course. Then get them killed. Get yourself killed. I don't care what you do. That's enough, both of you. Fire your gun in the air. Wait, they'll sort themselves out if you let them. No, the fuck they won't. See, that's enough, both of you. The two refuse to listen and continue their argument. You think you can just come marching into the middle of camp and... Kurt laughs. Marching? Unlike you, it only takes me a few steps, cane and all. Aye, you could have brought this up in private, but nah. A man like you can't survive without an audience, can you? I'm trying to be reasonable, Hammond. This is just like the ship. You're incapable of considering anyone else's point of view. Everyone else's point of view isn't 10 feet off the ground and still up their own hole. For such a short man, I thought you'd be above name-calling, Hammond. I told you to watch it. You're being heartless, Hammond. Heartless? I'm the one bloody playing it safe. Kasha turns to you. Captain, aren't you going to do something? Fire your gun in the air. They'll sort themselves. They'll sort themselves out. Step between the two men, or just make Grimly break them up. Step between the two men. Oh, we got loyalty with Grimly and Kasha. You step in between the men, breaking the pair up before things grow physical. Captain, this is between me and the engineer. Out of my way, Captain. I'm not done. No, you are. Return to your stations, or else you may kill each other in your own time. Put a stop to this now. Do either of you have this crew's interest at heart, or are you just eager for a scrap? Ooh. I'm gonna go with that one. Do either of you have this crew's interest at heart, or are you just eager for a scrap? Rendered them speechless. After the exchange, both men looked to each other wearily, their aggressions taken out, the two of them left only with a glow of shame from their actions. Hells. That certainly could have gone better. Despite his jovial comment, Kurt is unable to bring a laugh to anyone, including himself. Both of you should be ashamed. We're supposed to be professionals. The two of you are going to shake hands and work together this instant. Did you both get that out of your system? You know, gonna act like children, gonna treat you a little bit like children. Did you get that out of your system? The two men let out weary sighs, almost in unison. I'll be docking your pay for this. I don't know if I have a say in that. We're getting paid by the benefactor. And I don't care enough to dock their pay for it. This was a waste of everyone's time. Clean yourselves up. Oh, I know that. It was a waste of everyone's time. Clean yourselves up. You walk away, making your way to your tent. The two men left to wallow in their shame. As you walk away, you're stopped by Templeton. Stepping in yourself, Captain? It's unbecoming. You should have exercised your authority proper, not gotten physically involved. I just set an example for the rest of the crew. They should follow it going forward. And who are you to question my authority? I had little choice, Templeton. I had to act. I just set an example for the rest of the crew. Also, like, it wasn't like I stepped in to start throwing punches. Unbecoming. Ridiculous. I see. I can respect that view, Captain. We best hope that the crew indeed follow your example. I'm concerned they will instead expect you to act on their behalf. Well, that's their problem. Alright, can we, I was gonna say, can we take requests for real, but actually I want to pet the doggies. Pat its back. Stroke its head. Sorry, I messed up your, bets. Unless someone bet that I would step in and stop the fight from happening, in which case, you're welcome, whoever put everything on that outcome. Oh, okay, we've got Runt. Oh, and Dr. Nutley. Captain, I was surprised when you sent Ward my way. I realize Ward is the last name, so he and his dad both have it, but it's weird having Runt referred to as Ward. Because I call his dad Ward. Surprised when you sent Ward my way, but he's taken to the job well. Aye, call me Dr. Timmy Ward now, Captain. Well, you need a certificate for that first. But he's been a great help. Thank you, Captain. Well, it seems the young Ward has taken to his new calling. I never would have expected that boy to move into medicine. I suppose people can surprise you, Captain. Maybe wait for them to leave before you say that? Mr. Gloss. Probably about the penguins, yeah. Ah, Captain, good news. My penguin write-up is complete. You seem awfully proud. I most certainly am. Thank you for allowing me the time, Captain. Alright, we got research for that. Shaw. Any spare timber? Yes! Crew want me to carve up some totems. Totems? Aye. For good fortune on the ice. Some feel uneasy after what happened. If it puts the crew's mind at ease, be my guest. Sorry, but we need that timber for emergencies. We're not wasting precious resources. We're not wasting precious resources to carve trinkets. If it puts their minds at ease, be my guest. Also, it might make our decorum go back up. So how much do you... Oh my god, I can give up to 10? Wait, but there's only one slot. That's weird that it says 1 to 10 when there's only one slot you can give. And we still have 3 left, you know? I think we're okay. In the chat, please, my son's name is Ward, or child. Templeton, he's just not happy with what I'm doing today. I'll whip them up quick. Okay. Let's see what we need to do. You're just gonna keep standing there or give us something to burn? Okay. Do elephant seal. Then we do the crab eater seals. That'll be 62. Okay, and then we'll have the engineers raise the heat. Okay. And the hoosh pot, 24. God, I forgot how good the leopard seals are. Okay. 43, 42. Okay. So that should be fine. Okay, do I want... Okay. The choices we have to make. Okay, if we go that way... okay, I mean, I was expecting that. I hope one of these is a leopard seal. Because a lot of times they'll have the nodes kind of next to each other. Of a similar, like how there's up here, you can see there's the smaller penguins are next to each other. Should we try this one? I'm scared. Please be leopard seals. Please be leopard seals. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, this is only 2 people. Do gnomes... Why didn't gnomes show up in there? I'm afraid it's gonna mess it up if... Put gnomes there. Let's do ward as well. I forgot I want to... Yes, I want to put these 3 in, and then use medical comforts. And then I want to have the scientists make more medical comforts because we've used 2 in a row. How many do we have? Do we have 3? Okay, no, we're back. We have 4 with that we just made. Okay. Man. 3 and 3. Okay. Or do we go after the small ones? I'm scared. We do this one. Okay. Should we leave it for next week or should we... I'm afraid to leave it for next week. I'm afraid we're gonna get to next week and something's gonna happen to force us to move or something like that. So I'm gonna use the fish so we can send out a hunting party. Send them there. And then I'm gonna send, I already forget who I left. Was it Tucker? Is gonna do the interview with Kasha. Okay, how much research do we have? 13. That's still not a lot. Like, what do you need for emperor penguins? 20. So this would be like 30 or 25. It's 30, jeez. Okay. We're getting closer to Viscount Island. Okay, that seems to be it. Let's call the crew for dinner. Alright. So I'm just looking around at all of them. Crew of their meal, dinner is shared, stories are traded. Alright. Oh, this is Kasha. And Cordell. You've been bothering my dogs for some time now. They're having fun. Are you shaken by the morning's events? I've covered much worse incidents in the city. Yes, but you could return home after that. Grant my dogs a rest. And grant one to yourself as well. Aw. Well, the dogs need their rest, as do I, as do you. Okay. Oh, Kurt's not here. This Cavity and 2 Johns. That fight was something, wasn't it? 2 jumped up egos, cracking under the pressure, I imagine. You've never been in a fight, have you, 2 Johns? No, nobody's ever tried to fight me. Not surprised. You're massive, but you wouldn't hurt a fly. Oh, they're talking to each other. Actually apologizing, perhaps? Should have known this would happen. Chief was bound to fly off the handle eventually, eh? I can't say I feel bad for Mr. Darling anyway. Steve Jr. I'm gonna call it a night. Okay. Too much happened today. No one else wants to talk. At camp, you notice Kurt hesitantly approaching Hammond. I should apologize for what happened this morning. You should or you want to? We shouldn't give in to immaturity. We should be bigger. More mature men. Alright, let's leave it at that. I'm not gonna be starting on you again. Right. Good. The 2 share a brief silence. You can be on your way now. Right, of course. The 2 return to their duties as you return to your own. Alright, can't tend the furnace. I'm sure Kurt doesn't want to talk either, but... Oh, nope. Captain, you have a pen, don't you? There's something I need to write. Of course, what could be so urgent you don't have your own? See, of course. I've been giving it a great deal of thought. I'm going to make sure we all make it back home. But if I don't, I want you to pass something on. Should I die, I want the ownership rights of my films divided among my children, who will set them up for many years. Could you pass that on for me, Robin? Be honored to carry that out. If it comes to it, you'll be able to tell them yourself. Don't entertain such thoughts. The rights to your film, that's the only message you wish to pass on? I mean, that's just what he's doing right now. I'd be honored to carry that out if it comes to it. Thank you, Robin. I knew I could trust you. Oh, and we've got Yorick and Quilsley. Can you believe the nerve of that Hammond fellow? He's lucky Kurt didn't just wallop him. Kurt could have handled it better. But Hammond is a prick, yes. Stares at you before nodding to his sleeping bag. Yeah. Captain, I've noticed a decline in my writings. At first I blamed the cold. Then I realized I would often drink coffee as I write. It's becoming more difficult to keep up the energy without it. You should get more sleep if you require more energy. Perhaps it's your mood affecting your work, understandable in the circumstances. How much coffee would you drink to make such a difference? How much would you drink? I admit, I had grown quite dependent on the caffeine. It's a shameful thing. I've often struggled with sleep, no matter how exhausted my body would feel. It often wouldn't come. Too relatable. Not the drinking coffee thing. I don't like coffee, but the insomnia, having trouble to sleep thing. I just realized there's a dead leopard seal right here looking like it's coming for Grimly. Best to channel those hours into research, I've always believed. Alright, I need to finish developing. Alright. I should probably finish cleaning the equipment. Fine, no one wants to talk to me. No one else wants to talk to me. Alright, we'll finish up the week. Nope. Okay. No one's malnourished, so we're gonna do half food rations. Should we do half fuel as well? That takes us down 20 for the decorum. We'll just do half for food and then full for the fuel. Okay. Locking it in. Yeah, everyone is now freezing. Alright, and the ward got wounded. Okay. Alright. Be at week 17. But first, I see already these exclamation points here. Oh no, the furnace itself is the yellow one. That's... Alright, that's a little, concerning. But first, we're gonna take a 10-minute break. And then we'll get back to see what we have to deal with this week, what fun times we're gonna have. And who knows, we might... I don't know when we hunker down for winter, but we might be ending the stream with making our way to the third camp and getting ready for winter. We shall see. Anyways, break time. See you in about 10 minutes. Alright, welcome back. We're here on week 17. And we have some maybe concerning things happening at the furnace. We'll see what Hammond has to say first. I am wondering if this is gonna be about, like, we need to move now, or what? Captain. Oh, about what happened last week. Sorry. Thank you, Hammond. I appreciate it. Oh, okay, so we can decide we want to lock down and prepare for winter. Shit. Should we do what we did on the ship and do like one more week of like gathering resources here, but then technically end the week by packing up camp? I feel like that might be the way to go. I realized I was on the wrong page. I'm just nervous. I know it's like we don't have to... Here's a little spoiler. We don't have to... We don't spend the winter surviving on stuff we stockpiled. You can go hunting during the winter. But just with the way we've kind of been... having just enough... having just a little bit left over after we fill, you know, the furnace and the hoosh pot. I would like to get maybe one more week of hunting. I don't know. Let's see what the requests are like. Oh, it's just Grimly. Alright, yeah. Shaw carved up those totems for the crew. They're carrying them everywhere now. Makes them feel safe. Well, that's good to hear. Aye. Anything to keep the crew steady. Good work, Mr. Stoke. Alright, that's it. How does Templeton feel about us? Did we lose his loyalty, or... No, okay. All right. Okay, we gotta put... Okay, let's have engineers raise the heat. Actually, because I don't want it to cure Tashi. Oh, what are they talking about? Oh, Runt's here, apparently. Pretend that Runt is here. You ever get into a fight? Are you still thinking about last week? Well, have you? Once, back in my school days. What? Really? Well, I didn't intend to. I got dragged into one somehow. How'd it go? Not well. Oh, poor Arthly. Okay, let's put Ward. Who's the malnourished person? Okay. Put you, and then someone who's freezing. Let's do gnomes. Why not? So we'll have them. We'll use medical comforts. Instantly cured. We'll probably be back to cook up more medical comforts. Okay, and then we're gonna have the engineers raise the heat, put both them on it so those last 3 will be healed. Okay. Now comes the scary part of trying to pick. Should we go for the one of the far away ones? Excuse me. Maybe. I'm scared. Ooh, elephant seals. That's really good. I like send Tashi and 2 Johns to hunt the big game a lot just because they're the first 2. So how about we do gnomes and Tucker, make them deal with it. Okay. Okay, then if we do one that's 3, that only takes 3 dogs. Then if it is a hunting spot, then we can send, we have 6 dogs left, so then we can send the other 3. God. This one, I guess. I don't know. Let's send Flick. Damn it, it's the tiny penguins. I mean, it's better than nothing. But I really would have liked some more emperor penguins. Okay. We'll send you. Okay, we'll have 2 of the scientists. Do that. We'll have someone interview. Sure, we'll have her interview. Any new photos? Ooh, yes. Okay, so there was Junior was the last one. Arthur's expression. Just like, why are you taking a picture of me? Oh no. Or is this like recent? Oh, it's the several things of how the ice breaks. I hope that's not near us. That's concerning. Okay. Feed the furnace. Shit. I would love to avoid using the leopard seals for the furnace. So that would be 76. And then 85. Sure, that's fine. Should we use some wood? I'm afraid. They barely add anything. 30. 56. God. Okay. Shit. Okay. I hate this. Okay, call the crew for dinner. Crew of their meal. Dinner is shared, stories are traded. Ooh, so many conversations. Everyone wants to talk to Cordell. And or her doggies. In the chat, very, and then it's the, the capital O _ capital O emoticon. So very, that expression, LOL. Yes, exactly. Oh, hunting season seems to be winding down. Yeah, it would seem. We likely have a handful more weeks before the wildlife begins to clear up. Do you ever share your rations with the dogs? They do the hunting after all. Only right they reap some of the spoils. They have their own rations. I'm sure they'd prefer my cooking to that broth. You may try them. I won't stop you. Okay. Don't want to talk. Oh, Kurt's not around. Oh, because he's talking to Arthly. Doctor, good evening. Something on your mind? I was curious. You've been awfully quiet after, well, last week's scrap-up. Your visits have been scarce, and you've kept to your own at dinner. Well, I suppose I am still licking my wounds, proverbially speaking. Last week's incident was something of an embarrassment. Well, I just wanted to check in, see if you were okay. I'll be fine. Just need to settle this damned pride of mine. Thank you, son. Or doctor. The opposite of accidentally calling someone mom or dad. Oh, you're welcome, I suppose. Alright. Templeton and Grimley. Oh, you got close to Shaw quick. I was designated by our benefactor to be the second officer on this expedition. I'm simply doing my duty. Aye, sure. Is Tashi talking to someone, or is this just a conversation with us? Summer's winding down. We're hunkering down soon? Most likely. Or we can say we still have a few more weeks to spare at this camp, eager to get going, but most likely. Good. Hammond and Kasha. Hammond, a question. I told you I'm not getting quoted in your bloody report. Calm down, it's not about you. You've worked with Mr. Templeton before, yes? Regrettably. Do you happen to know his age? It wasn't listed in the records, and estimating based on appearances difficult. He's younger than he looks. That's all I know. Alright, I think no one wants to talk, but we'll just make sure before... Oh. Captain, I've been looking over the contracts, and I feel an update should be made to your own. Can you do that? Your work has far exceeded your pay scale as first mate. Once we return to land, I will arrange it so that you receive Hunt's promised pay in addition to your own. Thank you, Templeton. That's rather considerate of you. I'm honored, but that pay should be divvied up among the crew. If Hunt is still out there, if we find him, I don't think Templeton, even if we ask, I don't think Templeton would do this. So we'll just say thanks. You know, we can gift the crew money ourselves if we feel so inclined. I disagree. It is only fair that you be compensated appropriately. I see no reason to do otherwise. Okay. Need to finish developing. Okay. Alright. Let's pack it in. You gonna keep standing there or just give us something to burn? We're gonna lock down. I'm scared. Three crew members develop freezing. If we do that. Okay, look. If they'll let me click up, we're gonna take a risk. We're gonna do half rations right before we lock down. Oh my god, negative 46 degrees Celsius. Okay. I'm gonna do half rations on both. And we're gonna hope that things turn out okay. Everything's fine. Everything will be fine. We got this. Oh, the long winter continues. Gosh. Uh-huh. Oh, cool. Wow, that actually kind of helps that it doubled up on one person. Oh, we're past the halfway mark. Did we hunker down? Or what's happening? Okay, we did. We're at week 21. Or week 22. That's that's confusing. Captain Shaw, personal log. The crew have settled down for the long winter. It will be many months before the canopy is removed, and further travel across the ice will be a possibility. The winter. The crew will be here for quite some time. The winter is long and cold and carries out in complete darkness. One can lose track of the days. Men are known to go mad under these conditions. This crew are tough. They have fared worse already. This crew may see this as a break from their work. Gosh. Men are known to go mad under these conditions. It's not uncommon for one's sanity to buckle under stress and fear in extreme conditions, and this proves to be the most extreme of all. Complete darkness in the coldest part of the world. It would be appropriate to keep a constant check of the crew's mental conditioning at this time. Curtin Hammond. Before the winter set in, the navigator and the engineer came to blows in public amongst the crew. Quite literal were the blows, as the men had to be separated by the crew. No, we prevented that. Tensions were high. They should not hang over either man's head. The behavior has no place on my crew. This is a reflection of my failure to lead. We'll say, how about we go with the first one? Professional disagreement turning uncivil is not unheard of, particularly in high-pressure situations. Both men still carried the crew's best interests at heart, and tensions seemed to have calmed since the incident. The coldest part of the world has now entered its coldest stage. In the winter, even words and time can freeze over. The doctor is likely to have his hands full in the coming months, dealing with frostbite among the crew. I only hope the young man is prepared for such a task. Alright, so here's our new camp. And we get to go inside. In the chat, by came to blows, they meant exchanged short/tall insults. Yeah, basically. So this is our new camp. We're all in much closer quarters, so we can all be under the canopy. Doing a little, I guess I can, wow, whoa, they can zoom in real close. That's a little too much. Just doing a quick little look around. Alright. We've got the scouts down here. We'll be holed up here for a while. At least it means some rest, finally. You say that now, but you'll miss the chance to stretch your legs before long. Most likely, but for now, I'll embrace the quiet. Do you hear those winds? Nothing quiet about the winter, my friend. Also, nothing quiet about being stuck with you. Ah, true. And we have Mr. Gloss and Kasha. Under the canopy, it's almost cozy. If you ignore that it's colder than ever, yes. What I wouldn't give to have a nice flask of hot cocoa at a time like this. Ah, why did you have to mention it? Now it's all I want. Oh well, best save for home, eh? We have Runt and Nutley. Look at this! It's like we're under one big tent. Yes, I suppose so. So no more hunting then? For the foreseeable future, yes. Alright, here's hoping we have enough food to last us. Yes, let's. Maybe shouldn't have said that, Runt. Alright, and then Hammond and Cordell. And Stanberry. Where's the beasties? Earning their rest. Something they may make a habit of in the coming weeks. Ah, and you're finally afforded a break from them? I'm only seeking a modicum of heat. Best get used to that, too. Long winter ahead. Indeed. In the chat, make a tent for all the normal tents and get a good look at those pixels. Zoom in. See those little dots for eyes. Alright. Did we get the stuff that we hunted? Yes. Okay. Let's get to requests. Oh, Hammond and Junior. Well, Captain, the sun won't be getting up for a while. Welcome to our new home. Aye, this canopy ain't pretty, but she'll do us right. Better than being stuck out in that blizzard. That, I believe we can all agree on. It's a strong one, aye. Worse than any I've seen. We'll have to keep an eye out for rips in the outer canopy. Don't want the heat seeping out. Or the cold ripping in. You see a single hole, you grab whoever you can to fix it. Best we heed their warnings, Captain. This tarpaulin is old and has clearly seen better days. Oh. Captain, I hope you're becoming accustomed to our new setup. It'll be some time before we can leave this canopy. Yes, I know how winter works. Gosh. Oh, that's how long. I thought they're saying we're gonna be here for 21 weeks. Which maybe we are. 21 weeks. I assume you've been taking track of the time? It's been 21 since we first set sail. 18 more weeks until rescue, correct? Feels shorter, honestly. Time has flown. We still have a great deal more time in this nightmare. 18 more weeks until rescue, correct? Yes. The winter will be long, but I feel it won't feel as such. I feel it won't feel. Even thoughts can freeze out here. I think the weeks will pass before you know it. Still, you've been in command for quite some time now. It has made for interesting observation at the very least. And you've been making your judgments, I take it, all good observations, I hope. I prefer not to be observed. Do not perceive me. All good observations, I hope. Well. Oh no, he's gonna tell me. In the chat, see the little sprites? They're all just little guys, gender neutral. She's so weirdo. I love their little sprites. Templeton flicks through the pages of his notebook. I still believe it was unwise to claim Hunt had abandoned the crew, no matter how truthful it seems to be. Seems. To disparage the man's character did no favors for you amongst his sailors. Saying it was dead would be so much worse. Like, saying that he died and then also 3 other crew members died and don't look at the fact that we're missing supplies. I guess the supplies just also died. Like, the lifeboat died. That's why it's not here. Like, he disparaged his own character. I don't know what other explanation there is. I didn't say anything that wasn't true. Yes, that was a mistake. Alright, flipping through more. I'm disappointed by a refusal to take action against Stoke and his music. Leaving room for such open disrespect to your authority. You now look weak and ineffectual. Criminally is free to play his music. Better a weak than a tyrant. I'm not here to abuse authority. You're right, I should have put a stop to it. It's not that big a deal. It's free to play his music. His music, yes, but songs of mutiny, they shouldn't have been supported. Must commend you for your action during the incident with the leopard seal. Your cool head and preparedness meant we were able to avoid disaster. Kudos. It'll be a long time before winter clears, but when it does, we will be closing in on our rescue point. Which is also the last known location of the Viscount, if you may recall. I have almost forgotten about the Viscount. The mission is long in the past now. I don't think Templeton feels that way. Do you think we could still find it? I wonder if Hunt was still headed in that direction. I'll say, do you think we can still find it? At this stage, it is impossible to know anything for certain. I wonder. Do you still help to find the Viscount? No. Do you still hope to find the Viscount? No matter. We've spoken enough. Best we get back to work. Okay, are there any holes in the tent? Or are we okay? They seem okay. And then Kasha and Kurt are talking. Let's zoom way in. That's probably too much to be able to see their speech bubbles. Is that the same compass you carried in your third film? Indeed it is. I'm surprised you're able to pick up on those details. Well, I have seen them quite a few times. My family purchased a print of Through the White Wastes for private screenings. I'm quite accustomed to it all. Through the White Wastes? Huh, you must have been this tall when that film came out. Maybe shorter. That canvas pack of yours, that must be 30 years old by now. I know how to keep my equipment well maintained. You're the same, aren't you? Of course. I'd never let my trusty camera even get scratched. You know, we barely had a budget for that first film. Most thought the idea was set for disaster. I had to get the sponsorship of Tinned Beans to even get that expedition off the ground. I remember those adverts. Newspapers ran them for quite a while. In fact, I had some newspaper clippings for research, building a portfolio. I think one of those adverts is in this folder. Why would you need so much research? Seems a bit much for one expedition. Well, this is for something else. And that is... Well, it's somewhat shameful to admit, but I keep a record of some historical figures that I have hopes on one day, well, writing a biography on. A biography? Yes, I know it's getting ahead of myself, but I like to be prepared for projects that are in the realm of possibility. Maybe? Aww. I would like to see that. A historical figure, eh? I would say you fit the criteria. Flattering. But it does make me sound old. Aww. I see in the chat, LMAO, he kept the receipts! Which is, I'm not surprised that Templeton wrote down his observations. I'm sure he intends to share them with the benefactor after all this. Tickle behind his ears, scratch his head. You bark back at it. Okay, no, do not call for dinner. Trying to stay warm, Arya. Yes, actually, first, let's put you and you and you. We'll use medical comforts. We're good for now. Go to the furnace. Gosh. It's 15, 18, 21, 30. Okay, that'll get us to 60. Okay, we have the engineers raise the heat. That will get everyone else healed of freezing. Okay. Do one of those. Like, I don't want to add another leopard seal elephant seal into the furnace, since adding one in immediately cures someone of freezing. So I want to save that. Okay. Ooh, we're a lot closer now. Okay, we seem like we're in the same spot actually. Well, we kind of drifted. Yeah, we moved a little bit closer, it looks like. Okay. Where should we start? I'm trying to think of what we started like the last times. Which direction should we go? Actually, how much did we get any more research? No, we did, but it was just one. Okay, and I don't want to spend research on these two. Let's try going down, maybe? I'm scared. Flick, don't let me down. Find something good. Yes! Okay, we got leopard seals. Okay, sending people. Let's send Cavity and Tucker. They're friends. They talk a lot. Send you to go do that hunt. Should we keep going this direction or should we try another direction? To see what there is. Okay, let's try over here. With the crab eater seals, which I don't. I mean, we don't have enough, and I don't think we have any fish left. No, so we can't like recharge any dogs, so we just have to send people hunting. You know, let's give 2 Johns a break this week. You can go talk to Kasha. And then we'll have, let's have those 2. Like medical comforts. That's it. And 2 Johns. Interview you. Let's see if we have, yes, okay, so this was the ice breaking up. Looks like there's even more. Scary. I don't like that. There's Hammond. One of the tents. Arthur again. Sorry, now I gotta see the other one. Okay. Oh, one of our lifeboats. Ooh. Yeah, really getting frozen over. Okay. That's all we can do, so we'll just call dinner. Oh, the chat, whenever I hear the dog noises, I look at my dog, and right now she's just cozily snoozing. Aww. So cute. Oh, look at the doggies that are around ones at Kurt. Crew have their meal. The crew return to their post. The long dark continues. Yeah, now our little, like, daylight versus nighttime meter, it's just completely dark. Oh, you can choose who to spend your evening with. Oh, there's a whole We need 4 people. Shit. Like 4 people minimum. Damn it. Okay. So that's gonna screw us over. Man, do I have to start worrying about saving? Like, I put 2 Johns there because I was like, oh, he's left over. We might as well use him for something. Shit. Also, I'm just remembering that I wanted to mention this, but now that we're in this camp, the winter camp, I don't know when this will come up. I feel like it's probably after we've been here for a little while, but I do want to mention a content warning that I had talked about at the beginning, way back when we started this game, but it isn't going to be, wasn't relevant until this time, where there will be, with one specific character, talks of suicidal ideation, so just be prepared for that. Alright, is Kurt just on his own? Alright, I keep forgetting how much it just lets me zoom in. What's up, Kurt? Ah, Captain. We're set in for quite a few weeks. We'll have to find something good to pass the time. All sports are out of the question, considering the circumstances. Ah, perhaps we can share stories of expeditions past. I have quite a few up my sleeve. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'd prefer we sit through the storm in peace and quiet. Can you manage that? That's so rude. I don't have any stories of my own to share. It would be nice, Kurt. I'd love to hear some of your tales. Sure. That would be just spiffing. We may be here for quite some time. Better I get through them at a reasonable pace. I wouldn't want to waste every story I have in a single evening, would I? Oh well, I'll let you get back to your work for now. See in the chat, I imagine Kasha being like, pose for the photo, and Arthly being like, ugh. I'm sure that's exactly how that happened. Or she like didn't even say anything and he just realized that she's pointing a camera at him and he's like, what? Oh, Stanberry's barking. Oh. Miss Cordell, would you be able to calm that thing down? I am attempting to make note of the day's work. The move has left Stanberry overstimulated, and with nowhere to take them, bored. How long before the creature tires itself out? A pack down can remain active for several hours without taking a rest. And then it will calm down? Perhaps. Then another is likely to act out again. How is anyone to have any work done in their presence? You will grow used to it. Learn to focus your mind. I am focused on my duty at all times, thank you very much. Then you should have no issue. Arf! You tell him, Stanberry. Got 2 Johns and Mr. Zach. How do you say that one? Acceleration. You said this was a simple book. You certainly picked an interesting time to start reading. I'd bet. It's too dark to see anything most of the time. What brought on the need to learn? Not gonna be strong forever. Whaling work will dry up. Still got time to learn something else. Alright, and then we have Arthly and Grimly. Thinking of going for a stroll? What? You were staring at the exit for a while there. Oh, right. You alright? Yes. It's going to be a long winter, isn't it? Should be. And the food we have now will last us. Will have to last us, right? What are you getting at? Well, nothing. Nutley scurries off, returning to his tent. You see that, Shaw? Something's up with the doctor. Don't like it. Alright. If we go in here... Oh, we can... Oh, Kasha and Nutley. Ah, Doctor, you're back. You wandered off so soon after dinner. Something on your mind? Oh, no. I was just planning to get an early night. Oh, well, good night. Yes. Just the doggies. Alright. Alright, what if we... Oh, man. That'll take us down to 85. I don't want to mess with the rations, so we'll just do full rations for both. Ugh. Yeah, I know the cold continues to seep further through the remaining gaps in the canopy. People are now freezing. Okay. Week 24. Yeah, now that we're in winter, it does skip 3 weeks. Basically, instead of going week by week. Just, maybe the hole probably doesn't show up as something you can deal with until you get to requests. Okay. Well, we've made it to the 3rd camp. We're over halfway through the wait for when rescue will arrive. We are moving ever closer to Viscount Island. And yeah, and we've just started our I was like journey, but it's like we're not moving. It's like adventure sounds too happy, but our new experience of being stuck in the constant dark and very cold conditions in this giant tent for a very long time. I'm sure everything will be fine, but we'll have to wait for next time to see how that all continues to go. So, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I think we're about, I would say we're probably 2/3 of the way through. Maybe getting on like 3/4 of the way through this game. Definitely in the second half of this game, and I've been having a lot of fun coming back to it. Anyways, let me go over. All right. Okay, yeah, again, thank you so much for joining me. I've seen the chat. This has been a good harrowing time. Yeah, that's the best way to describe it. Harrowing. with its, it has ups and downs, and things go well, and then suddenly your head navigator and engineer are at each other's throats and might start throwing punches, but then we're okay, but now we're dealing with the extreme cold, so we're making our way through. And, we'll roll with figurative punches, hopefully no literal punches, as they come. So, yeah, we'll be back next week to continue with more of the long winter and do our best to survive. All right. See you next time. Bye.